This one's already starting good. Let's just open a few. All right, I think this should be enough. I tried to be positive, like on purpose. That sounds dark if you have to on purpose be positive. But yeah, all right. Am I the asshole for demanding my girlfriend tells me her author's pen name? I, male 32, have been dating, why do we have her name in here? Siuban, female 32, for 6 months now. She's always been very vague about what she does for a living. Sati thinks like writing and working from home writing, but recently one of her friends mentioned something and I finally dragged it out of her. She's an author. She writes and self-published romance and erotica stories and novels, and while not rich, she's able to make a living out of it. Ooh, she's writing some naughty novels. I googled her name and couldn't find anything, so I confronted her about this. She said she's writing under a pen name, so I demand she gives it to me. I know what she does. She refuses, saying she doesn't want it to be leaked, even by accident, and no one knows. I accused her of not trusting me, and she still refused, which was really annoying. I tried nicer approach. Oh my god, I tried nicer approach is like, I tried to manipulate her to give it to me anyways. Right? It's not like really respecting her fears. It's like, I tried a nicer approach to manipulate her to give it to me anyway. It's like, it sounds very selfish. It sounds very like, I need to know that name, right? Without really thinking about it. I told her I want to know her fantasies so I can try it out with her, and she told me that what she writes aren't her fantasies but her readers, and she's still not going to tell me. Yeah, to be honest, I think that would be awkward. To be honest, that's like makes her argument even stronger. It would be awkward if you're a writer, you write erotic stuff, and then like your partner tries that stuff out on you. I think that would be awkward. At night, I tried to check her laptop for her pen name, but she changed her password before bed. Jesus! He doesn't know boundaries. I was annoyed and told her she clearly doesn't trust me. And it's not fair because she's in the right to not trust you. You are doing you're like going overboard wherever you can. It's not fair because I have a right to know what she writes, especially since it's a sensitive topic and I don't know her if I don't know her pen name. She was furious. I tried to look on her laptop and told me to go home. Before leaving, they're not even living together. Before leaving, I told her when she calls to apologize. I expect to get her pen name with the apology. She called me an asshole on my way out. I thought she'd call by now, but she hasn't. My sister told me I was the asshole and I should apologize, but I just don't see it and need second opinion. Was I? Yes, you were the asshole. You know, at the start of this, I was a little bit more on his side. Like I understood his curiosity and that he wanted to know her better. Like, I can say that. But he has shown throughout this that he is willing to break any sort of boundary just to feed his curiosity. He hasn't actually given a good reason. And like even this here, right? I tried nicer, but told her that I want to know her fantasies so I can try it out with her, right? the way he writes this is like, yeah, I'm just trying to manipulate her. This is not even my reason, right? So yeah, definitely the asshole. I'm sorry. Like, seems very selfish. And I mean, 6 months is also not that long of a relationship, right? Like especially like, Jesus, like trying to go onto her laptop after 6 months. Like, you know, if you're married for years and it's become a habit for you to go onto each other's laptops, fine. But I don't know, like, honestly, this incident should show her that she should run. Yeah. Like, welcome back, Prince. We're reading some Am I the Asshole on Reddit. But yeah, this one, definitely asshole. Yeah, definitely, like, I don't know, like, Jesus Christ. And that over such a small thing, right? He doesn't even, like, he's not even embarrassed or anything for it. She just outright writes here that he says, I tried to check her laptop for her pen name, but she changed her password before bed. I was annoyed. Like, he truly thinks he has a right to check her laptop. I do want to see what people write, because I think this is crazy. Don't downvote assholes. Upvote interesting posts. Yeah, okay. You're the asshole. Yeah, I think so too. I have a right to know what she writes. Based on what you want to know what she writes. Don't confuse that with having any sort of right. Yeah. Yeah. The red flags are strong indeed. There's a certain kind of person who believes being in a relationship confers to them some kind of ownership over their partner, but the truth is that a relationship is an agreement and bond between two separate people who together come to an agreement on the terms and boundaries of their own relationship. OP, if your girlfriend wants to keep this part of her life private for now, then you need to either respect that, or if you can't handle it, end the relationship. You don't get to go snooping through her personal devices against her explicitly stated wishes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is the scariest part for me too, that he just thought it was okay to check out her laptop, and they're like only together for like half a year. Yeah. Yeah, and like he doesn't see it in the slightest bit, right? He just writes about it online. Just do the normal thing and look over her shoulder. Jeez. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for telling my kid if he can't share his food, it might be time for him to move out? Like, okay. Okay. Before we go into the story, we have to know everything about each other's stuff. I think it heavily depends also like on how long you are together. You certainly don't have to know everything about each other after 6 months of a relationship. I do think if you make a commitment like a marriage, you still don't have to know everything about each other, but I do think there is like certain aspects to people that should be known at that point, basically. Like, does my partner know every little detail of my previous relationships? No, right? Like, there's no reason for that to, if they're interested in it, right? Like, but like stuff like that, no. But if you make like a long-term commitment, I do think it's important to talk about struggles, right? Like the body count. Right? Like, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I do think like if you were to make the commitments of a marriage, like I do think you should know about each other's struggles. Yeah, that's bullshit, Prince, of course. Like, I mean, everybody to their own, right? Like, if you wanna live by a count and find someone fitting your ideal count, right? You're definitely entitled to that, right? Like, I think it's bullshit, but like, obviously everyone is entitled to looking for whatever they want to look for, right? Mm. But yeah, anyways, I do think it's important to know about each other's struggles, but it doesn't mean you have to know about every little detail. But that being said, I'm a person who's very open. I do I do tell my partners almost everything if they want to know it, right? If they ask about it. Like if my partner asks me about something, I will always tell them. Um, but yeah. Am I the asshole for telling my kid if he can't share his food, it might be time for him to move out? Sounds fair to me in the like by the title. It sounds fair to me right now. On Valentine's Day, I got 2 large pizzas for my family to eat, and then I went to work. When I got home from my night shift, I went into the fridge and saw that there was still half a pizza left. I warmed up 3 slices for my supper and watched some TV with my cat while I ate. My son got up before I went to bed and looked in the fridge. He got upset that I ate the food he was planning on taking for his lunch. There is lots of other food in the fridge. He said he told his mom. Oh wait, this is the dad, I guess. Okay, he was planning on taking. There's lots of other food in the fridge. He said he told his mom that he was taking the pizza for lunch and that I was greedy for eating it. I asked him if he would be greedy for taking the pizza for lunch, and he got pissy and left. My wife woke up when she heard us arguing. She said that he had asked her, and she said yes. I said, great. Where is my dinner then? She said she didn't make me anything since there were leftovers. I asked her what leftovers, and the light bulb went off in her head. She said she was sorry for not making me dinner. I told her it wasn't her fault, there were leftovers. My son came back into the room and started arguing again that he had already claimed the leftovers for himself. That is very selfish of the son. This is where I might be the asshole. I asked him how much he paid for the food. $0. How much he paid in rent. $0. Utilities. $0. We're letting him live here so he can save money while he's in college, but I'm sick of this entitled little jerk-off. I told him if he had a problem with me eating his leftovers, maybe he should move out so he can have his food safely stored away from me. Then my wife says I'm taking it too far, but he backed down pretty quick and said no, that he was sorry for saying anything. My wife says I'm being an asshole for scaring him with kicking him out over some leftover pizza. I'm not. I'm making sure he knows the best way to keep food that I paid for safe from me is to live elsewhere and buy your own food. How old is he, right? Like, it doesn't say here how old he is, but to me this sounds absolutely justified, not the asshole. And mom is just like this, like, mom is just scared of her son not being ready for the real world. Mom, you need to let go. Mom, you need to let go. It's time to let him fly. Yeah. I like, the thing is, kids don't really like realize, like, kids are so selfish, right? They don't realize that parents are people. Like, he's just like, oh, the pizza was for my lunch tomorrow, right? And just doesn't, like, he's not even considerate of the dad deserving dinner, right? Which the dad could have rather taken it to. Like, the dad could have just been like, hey, I bought these pizzas. I went to work all day. Now I'm home and I want dinner. I need dinner, right? That's all the dad, like, could have said, and it would have been good enough, right? But still, I do think, like, while it is maybe mean, parents need to be mean from time to time and need to remind their kids that they are people too, and that they are providing for the kid. And if they don't want to live by their rules anymore, then they need to start taking care of themselves. And don't have kids, no complaining about your paid for pizza. True. Yeah, exactly, Prince. Kids have to learn their place. Like, I still remember, like, I was an asshole too as a teenager to my mom. I totally was. As a kid, you're not seeing it. And, like, the thing is, this is also, like, with, like, especially if you're not moving out into your own place to learn, like, to take care of yourself, you need your parents to remind you. You 100% need your parents to remind you. Your older brother is still there? Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, like it's easy to stay entitled if you stay at home and you're taken care of. It's easy to stay entitled. I argue with my cat about my food as well. I can imagine. All right, next. Not the asshole. Or the asshole the son needed, maybe. Am I the asshole for walking out of an event even when my fiancé introduced me as a bookkeeper? No. For walking out of an event when my fiancé introduced me as a bookkeeper. What? I, female 45, oh, they're pretty old, have a fiance, male 55, who's a retired military officer. I own a successful company I started 7 years ago and have a small staff of 25. I worked my way through college, paying as I went. Therefore, I graduated in my early 30s with a double major in accounting and business management. I'm very proud of that. For a little background, I worked hard for my degrees and have zero debt. I know it took me longer than the typical student going full-time to college after high school. I worked full-time to pay as I took classes. I went to junior college first, then finished at a four-year. I took 2 classes per semester for a long time, but I finally made it. I have been teased that junior college isn't the same as going 4 years at a major university. Well, I'm proud to have done both and feel the education I received at junior college was excellent. I worked as an accountant for some large corporations as well as programming and IT. I started my company doing similar support to large and small companies alike. I have a wonderful staff. I manage the contracts, kick-off meetings, sales, and consulting staff. I also do some of the consulting and most of the sales contracts. My sister is my office manager, and I'm blessed in so many ways to have her. I was dating my now fiancé before I started my company, and we recently got engaged. Everything seemed to be perfect, except he keeps introducing me as a bookkeeper. Oh, that's a problem to have, huh? Everything seemed to be perfect, except he keeps introducing me as a bookkeeper. It's a she, actually. It's a woman. She's just very proud, Like, I get it, It's like, listen, I would get annoyed too, right? I'm a software engineer. Now, it's like someone introducing me as a, I don't know, a graphics designer, right? I don't do any design, but because I'm a girl, many people think I make design, right? No hate for the graphic designers out there, right? But I would get annoyed too. Yeah, website designer. Yeah, like something like that, right? Like, I would get annoyed too. But But I think that issue, like, it seems to me like that is an issue that is easily solved by talking about it, right? Like, listen, honey, I'm not really a graphics designer or a website designer. Like, when people ask what I work as, could you maybe refer to me as this or that, right? Like, in a healthy relationship, this should be settled in like it should be settled with relative ease. Maybe, yeah. I feel like, okay, here's the thing. I do think, honestly, most of these threats exist because of people in relationships that are not able to talk with each other, right? But hey, it's our entertainment. Entertainment for us, right? All right. Okay. Um everything seemed to be perfect, except he keeps introducing me as a bookkeeper. No disrespect intended to them or the profession. My issue is that I have worked hard to get where I am. I am an accountant graduate with a double major and successful business owner. He could pick almost any other title to introduce me as, but he chooses bookkeeper. I've asked him, hey, J-Rap! Yeah, it's been a long time. How are you? Yeah. This sentence, though, like, it still kills me. Everything seemed to be perfect, except he keeps introducing me as a bookkeeper. Oh, but yeah, okay, let's get through this first. I have asked him many, many times in private to stop calling me a bookkeeper, as it implies to my clients and business associates that he doesn't respect me or what I have accomplished. He said he doesn't see the big deal of the difference and continues to do so. I recently pulled him aside and asked him to just introduce me as a consultant at the event we were going to. While we were talking to a prospective client for my company, and he says, she has come a long way for a bookkeeper. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm starting to switch sides a little. If this is true, if she has in fact told him many times, and now this is actually the oh, this is vile. Holy shit. She has come a long way for a bookkeeper. That is crazy. Okay, at first I thought, no, like, come on, this is not a big issue. Just talk to him. He doesn't know better, right? You tell him, and he'll not do it again. That's what I thought. But now, holy shit. Okay, and also a prospective client. You know what I think when I see this? I mean, of course, assuming this is all true, right? She has told him many times, etc. But when I see this, I'm seeing his insecurity, right? She has been successful with her own business. She has basically grown far beyond what a bookkeeper is, right? And now she's here even talking to a prospective client. And I think... And when I see this, I see his insecurity. He needs to make her small to not feel small next to her. Yeah, no, I think he's insecure. He needs to try to keep her small to not feel small next to her. Like, that is what I'm seeing here. I know my face had a full blush at that. Excused myself and walked away. He did work in the military, yeah. I don't know. But that is like just when I see this, like I see just his insecurity. But yeah. I know my face had a full blush at that, excused myself and walked away. We had both driven there, so I got in my car and went home. We both own our own townhomes. I sent him a text to let him know I was leaving and he would talk to him later. He thinks I'm overreacting. My family thinks he is a controlling ass that doesn't respect me or women. I'm not sure what to think now. He seemed so supportive when we are together, but now, not when we are around other people. He tends to treat me like a subordinate. Nice kid, playing with the adults. He does talk down to me in front of my family, but I always assumed he was joking badly. So am I the asshole for leaving and overreacting? No, not the asshole. You know, this story had like a full-on plot twist. Yeah, this story had a full-on plot twist. Like when I read this at first, I was thinking like, oh come on, just tell him to not tell you a bookkeeper, right? Like everything seemed perfect. Kevin can fuck himself. Yeah, I don't know. Like, no, not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. And yeah, it's his insecurity, or maybe also he was raised like the way he was raised, right? Maybe he's very conservative as a military officer. I definitely think there is some insecurity, and he doesn't like her. I think he doesn't like her appearing as somebody more successful as him. I think he doesn't like that. That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, like here also this, right? This man is fucking, he understands what titles are and what they matter, and he is doing this on purpose. I agree. If he really said this, that is like an extremely harsh sentence. Very unhinged. I hope my eventual partner makes more money than me, takes some of the pressure off, right? Yeah, honestly, like, you know, like, I don't get that, right? Like, I'm also like, you know, isn't it great to have a successful partner? Like, honestly, like, especially from the male perspective, right? Even though we have far evolved in the way, like, of, like, you know, women working, etc., right? It's still engraved in us that men have the classical support family role, right? Like, there is still a lot of stay-at-home moms, right? Like, and I feel like, especially for men, unless they want that, which is fine too, right? Isn't it like also a huge relief, like, to know, like, okay, I like there is also now partners available that bring in money too, right? And we can both contribute to a wealthier life, basically. I don't know. I feel like isn't that a good perspective? I don't know. Yeah. Children are expensive. A lot of women are forced to stay out of the workforce if they don't make more than that. Yeah. But okay, do you have actually, like, I don't actually know, right, how it is in America. We do have a little bit of child support here that we get from the state. It's not much. It's not enough to take care of you and your child, like, right? But like, there is a little bit of child support here. I don't mean the child support from separated parents. I mean like from the state. There is here, yeah. Yeah. The problem in the USA is that fewer companies will offer things like paid leave. Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a huge difference to here. Over here, we get by law parental leave. the company cannot deny you parental leave. Oh, it's not just more established. You have to, JREP. You have to offer it. So the way it works is you get 1 year of parental leave, which you can split up between the two parents. You can either have like one parent take the full year, or you can have both take half a year. You know, you can split up however you want. But by law, you always in Germany get 1 year of leave, and the company has to pay you that year. I think though it's paid. Actually, I think it's not fully paid by your company. A part is paid by the government. But yeah, like it's also like it goes even further than that, JRAB, because of course companies are scared of hiring pregnant women, right? Because they know if she gets pregnant, they need to pay for her leave, right? It is actually illegal in Germany in an interview to ask a woman if she's pregnant. It's become illegal, and if a woman can prove that she was like just fired, or that she was fired because she's pregnant, she can sue for that as well. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Anyways, next story. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. That is rough. What a plot twist, you know? Everything seemed so perfect, except he keeps introducing me as a bookkeeper. But yeah, apparently she has talked to him many times. Jeez. Yes, sure, JRAP. Thank you for tuning in. Greetings to your friend. Have a beautiful night. Alright, next story. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I will stop gambling when she stops buying art supplies? Okay, initial reaction, yes. Gambling versus art supplies? Yes. Okay. My wife 29 female and I 28 male. Considering how unstable art career is, that is basically gambling. But it's not like it's not like the prices for the art supplies are random, okay? But good one, Prince. My wife 29 and I 28 have been married for 3 years. We are currently saving up to buy our first house. We started saving about a year ago and are hoping to buy a home this summer if the market in our area adjusts in a beneficial direction. We are already pre-qualified with the lender and are closing in on our goal amount for the down payment. Oh boy, and he's gambling. Once a month, I will go to a nearby casino and spend some time gambling. I do the same thing every time I go. I put 200 in one pocket and use that for gambling. Anything I win goes into a different pocket. Once the $200 is gone, I leave with whatever money I have in the other pocket. I usually just sit at a $5 blackjack table since that's the game I enjoy the most, and if I just make my minimum $5 bets, I can play for a couple of hours and call it a night. Most nights I end up around even, but sometimes I lose $100 to $150, and a few times I've come home with an extra $200 to $300. I never ever take out more than the $200 I allow myself to start with, and if I come home with winnings, that money goes directly to the house fund. No worries, Sleepy, and welcome back. You know, if this is really true, and it's really just once a month, $200, yes, then this could be called his play money. And I think it comes down to, I mean, we will read further, maybe they have some agreements, right? This comes down to, if they share their money, they should have an agreement of like, you know, kind of like how much money everybody gets as like their play money, kind of, right? But at the other hand, I feel like, you know, this is skeptical me, right? But I feel like this is exactly the story a junkie would tell. To not appear sick and addicted to other people. Yeah, $200, that is also sleepy. $200 is not a small amount necessarily, but they are saving up for a house, so maybe it is an affordable amount for him. But yeah, like, of course, if this is true, if it's really just $200 every month, an agreed amount to play with, it is a bit much, but, you know, then I would say, yeah, fine. But on the other hand, yeah, I feel like this is exactly what an addict tells his friends to sound healthy, to downplay his addiction, right? Like, in denial. My wife is an artist and spends a lot of her free time painting and drawing. She has a very large collection of paint and other supplies. She spends a lot of money on her supplies and equipment. She will sometimes sell a painting or drawing to friends or family, but she mostly just does it for her own enjoyment and relaxation. She doesn't do commissions or anything that would make money off her art. This past weekend I was going to go to the casino, but my wife stopped me before I left. She said I shouldn't be going to the casino and throwing money away when we are trying to save for a house. I told her that I didn't see how me going to a casino once a month for $200 any different than her buying new art supplies. I gestured towards a box of new art supplies my wife had just gotten and asked her how much all of it cost. She didn't answer that and said that it's different because art is a hobby for her and gambling could lead to addiction. I reminded her of my system and that I never stray from it. I told her I just do this because I enjoy it like a hobby, that anything I come home with goes into the house fund anyway. She said if I had just taken all the money I spent at the casino, we could already be at our goal by now. I told her I could say the same thing about her art supplies. He has turned this around a little. I told her I will make a deal with her. I will stop going to the casino if she can go 2 full months without buying new art supplies and only using the things she already has. She told me that's not a fair deal because she's always discovering new things she needs as she progresses through projects. I told her, okay, she's starting to lose me too. What do you mean you always need new things as you progress through projects? Excuse me? Okay, I'm starting to warm up to his side. Like, I myself have drawn and painted throughout my life, and if you really want to paint and draw, no, you don't need to buy supplies every month. Come on. I told her in that case I'll be home from the casino in a few hours. She got mad at me and told me I'm being a selfish jerk and for caring more about gambling than getting a house. I left instead of fighting with her, ended up coming home up $150. Oh no, Sleepy, don't throw that, please. Please, get that word out of my chat. Whataboutism, I hate that word. You think they're both the assholes? But it's funny, I hate it. I hate this trend of like, whataboutism. Like, holy shit, but yeah. So, yeah, I have art supplies literally from 10 years ago. I'm honestly a bit more warmed up to his side. Okay, I see your point, Sleepy. I see why you see them both as assholes, and I kind of see that too, right? Because you are right. Him just being like, oh, what about your art supplies, right, is an asshole move too. But at the same time, if he really sticks to these $200 a month, she doesn't really have the right to tell him what's a hobby and what's not, right? And they just need to come to an agreement on like what they really need to do is to be like, okay, I get $200 a month and you get $200 a month. If they really want to save up for something, right? Then they just should figure it out. This is the money for food. This is the money each one of us has each month to have fun. Sleepy, I agree. I don't think he's sticking to that. I think he's an addict in denial. It could even be that the whole way he wrote the story is totally false. It could be that she confronted him about being addicted, right? But he's so in denial, he won't write it on Reddit. Solution: tell to switch to digital. Initial switch to digital is expensive though, if you want to get like a proper like drawing tablet. But yeah. But if we assume it's true what he writes, I think he has the right to go, but they just need to, I don't know, like you know what, Sleepy, I'm with you. I'm gonna say both the assholes. Yeah, if they both spend $200 a month, if they both, it's actually much more, but yeah. Yeah, right, Sleepy? That could be the true story. The true story could be, my wife asked me about the $10,000 I lost gambling. I told me I'm addicted, but she also wasted money on it. You know, also, there is one more thing in the story that makes me think he downplays it and is not fully honest. He, inside the story, where is it? We are, so he writes here, we are already pre-qualified with the lender and are closing in on our goal amount for the down payment, right? So this already feels like this like justification of like, we're doing fine, we're fine, right? Like nothing's fucked up. I haven't played us into misery, right? I haven't played away our livelihoods. Like this house is happening, nothing is endangered, right? Like if his relationship to gambling was truly as healthy as he stated it was, then I feel like this wouldn't be necessary. You know, like, yeah, I feel like there's little signs of it. Yeah, and he didn't say the total loss either, right? Like I feel like there is signs of it, and him being in denial and trying to justify it, and if his relationship with gambling truly was as healthy, then I feel like he wouldn't do that or wouldn't need to do that. But yeah, so yeah, both the assholes. Both the assholes. All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to cover up when she leaves the bedroom? Yeah, it's a difficult one, Prince, which is Shrek is basically both the assholes. I, 25, and my husband, 27, have a home together with our 4-year-old. My sister Julia, 20, lives with us because we live close to her college. She has her own room. That's interesting. I agreed, Sleepy. I think all of us video game addicts are saved from gambling by instead binging on video games. Right? Like if video games didn't exist, I might be a gambler, right? 100%. Video games, like, and this is also why like now we have gambling in video games. Except the gacha whales, right? And that's also why I stay away from like spending money in games. But I have spent money in games. I've never been like a whale or anything, right? But I have spent money in games. And also I feel good spending money in some games if I think the game is good, right? And the developers deserve it. But obviously we have some ridiculous spending opportunities in modern games. But yeah. Anyways, I also don't think there is a healthy gambling, and I think video games are truly a savior, actually. They are now also the devil, but, you know, they can also help you not be a gambler. If you have enough money to always reach pity, is it really gambling or just flexing your wealth? It's still gambling. Well, I kind of get your point, but okay, maybe not always. Maybe you're right. There is some of these giga whales that are actually not hooked on gambling, but they're just doing it to flex their wealth. You're right. Like, in that, it comes down to the person, not to what they're spending, right? But I think the majority spends because they want to see the RNG. If I waste all my money on gachas, I have no money left to gamble, so I'm safe. Yeah, like, gachas are obviously the gambling in video games. Video games are not gambling free. I mean, obviously video gaming without gambling. But yeah, anyways. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to cover up when she leaves the bedroom? Right. So, I, 25, female, my husband, 27, have a home together with our 4-year-old. My sister Julia, 20, lives with us because we live close to her college. She has her own room. That is weird, a little bit. Did the parents ask them to take her in? Julia likes... I mean, they're married too. Julia likes to leave the bedroom in a big shirt and underwear, or just a robe, or walk around the house in her sports bra, booty shorts. I've mentioned to her nicely to change before, but she keeps doing it. The other night she did it again, and I just simply said, cover up. She got angry and said she lived there too, and accused me of being worried my husband would sexualize her. I told her that it's definitely not the case, but there was a young child in this home and it wasn't appropriate. She needed to cover up before leaving her room. We got into an argument. I basically said, you could run around your room naked for all I care, but once you leave the bedroom, you need to be covered. She didn't like that and has been avoiding me in the house the past few days. Am I the asshole? Okay, so 20-year-old sister is definitely still a teen brat, right? Is she paying rent? I need to know if she's paying rent, but like, to me it sounds like, hey, you're living in your sister's house, like, you follow her rules, right? I do not believe, like, honestly, I do not believe it's just for the kids, but also, like, accused me of being worried my husband would sexualize her is like so super immature, and almost like I almost smell like a 14-year-old, like like, you know, kind of like competing for the sister's boyfriend attitude. Yeah. I don't think it's for the kids either, but the 20-year-old sister needs to respect her older sister's rules and she should be grateful to be able to live with them. Because from my point of view, like, she's a grown-up, she's 20. Her sister is a giga grown-up and married and has a kid, right? she is like has no entitlement to this room in their home. Yeah, like she has no entitlement to that. Like, from my point of view, she could be kicked out of her room any day. Yeah, I get it too. I agree. I get it too, and I don't think it's for the kids. I do think it's her own annoyment. But yeah, like, Julia needs to grow the fuck up. Right? Like, she needs to grow the fuck up. Like, she has no entitlement to this room. Her sister could throw her out any day. And she needs to realize that. And that she should be grateful for the room she has. So, yeah, not the asshole. Sister is an asshole. Let's see what the people say. Yeah. Well, Prince, I don't think she's that weird. I kinda get it. I think I would be maybe annoyed too, because it's my home after all. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, like here, this comment also like says basically what I meant, right? Now, I think you're within your rights as the homeowner to make this request. Your house, your rules. But I agree with her that doesn't seem like a big deal. I think it's weird that you're worried about your child seeing their aunt in athletic wear. Are you going to keep your 4-year-old away from pools where they could be women in 2B bathing suits? Yeah, it is fair. The thing is, we don't know how extreme it is, right? We don't know how extreme it is. Maybe there is some insecurity there, but at the end of the day, it's her house and her sister should respect the rules and be grateful. Okay, Sleepy, you're right. You still have rights, even if someone else does something nice for you, right? It doesn't mean you should, like, have to, like, give up on everything for their sake, right? This one I think is interesting too. Maybe the husband doesn't want to look and feels his privacy is being invaded. My DH is absolutely like this. He'd feel like his house was no longer his, which I think is a fair point too. It's a fair point too. I do know guys like that too. They would not like another girl besides their partner running half naked around their home. Also, right, like the husband probably is not, like, let's be real, the husband is probably not running half naked through the home because the 20-year-old sister exists, right? So it's not about necessarily something going on, Prince, but it's just it makes you uncomfortable, right? And the husband, because of the 20-year-old sister, probably can't run around half naked either. Yeah, there are a lot of people actually here also saying, like, I wouldn't want to see them running around in their tidy whities all the time. It's not even sexual, it's just kind of jarring, yeah. It is a tricky one, I think. It's a tricky one, but I think she's fully within her rights. It is her house, her rules, and I can see it. I do think the sister is a bit entitled here, and like as I said, like the husband probably can't run around half naked, so why should she? I have other things to say about conservativeness, but it's unrelated, yeah. So, but she could kind of but I do not believe it's because of the kids, right? I do not believe it's because of the kids. I think that is in fact a cover up. Yeah. Yeah, we have a like it's a close one, but I'm on a not the asshole, but did use the kid as a cover up. We need that dad from before, right? We do. We do. Oh, this 20-year-old sister did not have did not have asshole dad to put her straight. Indeed.